Okay, we're good to go.
Okay. Ready?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the regular meeting of the Arts and Culture Commission. Today is March 18, 2021. Seeing quorum, this meeting is officially called to order. Madam Secretary, please call roll call, please.
Okay. Frank Gutierrez,
Here.
Robin McNair,
Here.
Fernando Olivares, Jose Hernandez. Jose?
He's muted.
Okay. Jose, can you hear me? I think you're muted.
No, I think something's wrong with the audio. Oh, with the, yeah,
Okay,
Hi.
there.
Hi,
Okay.
Jose.
Hi, come here.
Deborah, thank you. Deborah Russell,
Here.
Indigo Vu.
Oh.
Thank you. We have a quorum and we can continue.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Yeah. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We would like to welcome our newest commissioner, Indigo Vu, from Ward 1, representing Councilwoman 5A Fawn. Hello, is she there?
Yes.
Did we lose her?
Indigo's here. Yeah.
I'm here.
Indigo?
Yes,
We
I'm here.
welcome you, Indigo.
Yes.
Okay.
Indigo, Commissioner Vu can introduce themselves at the end of during commissioner comments.
Public comments. At this time, the members of the public may address the Arts and Culture Commission regarding any non-agenda items within the subject matter jurisdiction of the committee. No action may be taken on the agenda items unless authorized by law. Does the public have any comments they wish to share with the commission? Please note, you have 3 minutes to speak. Do we have any public comment at this moment?
We have one e-comment and then I have a list of participants on the waiting room. So the e-comment that we received from Jenny Bernal, she is in supporting to continue the downtown art walk. And she's requesting perhaps to start an ad hoc committee to bring back the downtown art walk. So the e-comment will be added to the minutes. The full description of what she's introduced to. And so I will let the first person in from the waiting room for public comments. And the first person is John Spiak. John Spiak, if you can hear me, you can do public speaking. Public comments?
I'm just going to listen. Thank you.
Thank you. I will put you back on the waiting room then.
Bianca, when individuals are in the waiting room, are they able to hear the meeting happening? Because I think if they just want to listen and watch the meeting, I think they should be able to do that. If they
Okay.
need to stay as part of the active Zoom, that should be allowed.
So remove them from the waiting room?
Well, if they can't hear what's going on when they're in the waiting room, then they should just be allowed into the meeting, even if they don't have a comment, even if they just want to sit and listen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mauricio Hector Pineda.
Shouldn't we let John back into the,
Yeah. Clarification. Yes. Okay.
Mauricio, do you have a public comment? Oh, he's still loading.
would we be able to let everybody in at the same time, Bianca, and then mute?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
only because I think they can't hear. So there has to be a different way to do this
Mhm.
next time.
Still learning this new system.
The little taste of what our K through 12 teachers are.
Yes. Yes.
For the guest speakers that are joining in, I will close out the video and you will be able to listen to the meeting. And if you have public comment, please let me know.
Alicia has her hand raised.
Hold on. Go ahead, Alicia.
Good evening, Arts Commission, and my name is Alicia Rojas. A lot of you know me. I'm a local artist, also leading the Santa Ana Community Artists Coalition, and I wanted to welcome the new art commissioners today. I'm very excited to see a new and fresh art commission move forward. I wanted to touch back a little bit on the mural guidelines that the workshop happened last meeting. I did request information from the city to be able to get the draft of the mural guidelines, as well as information from the survey, because I think it's really important that this process is as transparent as possible and as inclusive as possible of local artists and muralists to be able to form a better policy if that will become in the future. Also, I wanted to talk about a little bit about the budget for the arts and Art Walk. This is something that we brought up last time, and we would love to have the Art Commission maybe form an ad hoc committee for Art Walk. Right now, Art Walk is in danger of not being funded. From our understanding, there's been a very little information coming from Downtown Inc. or Ryan Smolar, who was handling Art Walk. Artists don't have a lot of information about where the funding will be coming next if Downtown Inc. is not able to fund it, which is, I believe, what they're saying. So it would be great if the Art Commission forms an ad hoc committee to investigate funding for Art Walk, maybe having that be truly a city-run event. And I want to advocate for Jenny Bernal, who is a local artist who has been working really hard as the Art Walk coordinator for the last 7 years. She's made great connections, including with Robin and the Santa Ana School District, bringing in more locals. Just keeping spaces for artists that have been, gentrified out of the Santora. And those are spaces that are really important for us to keep. And respectfully, she is someone who still has a connection to the community, to the local artist. She's not able to be here right now because she is working. She is an after-school teacher for Okta. So I'm advocating for Art Walk. I'm advocating for our local artists and for a budget, and for the Art Commission to respectfully and humbly form an ad hoc committee if possible. And also to keep advocating to look at the equity in the budget for the arts in Santa Ana. My understanding is that most of the budget, over 90% of the budget, is only going to one organization. And we need to look at that. We need to look at the equity, and we need to look at how we're going to continue to help artists and build them up and give them funding and make this more equitable. So thank you so much for your time, and it's lovely to see you all. And I'm here to support you and champion the arts in Santa Ana, as I have been doing for the last decade. Thanks so much for your time.
Secretary Sarita,
Yes.
I just do want to be attentive that because of time schedules of people and respect to people's time, that we do keep it to 3 minutes. Okay, so somebody be on the watch on that, because I know that time is valuable for a lot of the people on this committee. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Media Arts. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Victor Payan with Media Arts Santa Ana. Hold on, let me turn off my other computer. Okay, before I start, I just want to say that I would appreciate it if Santa Ana residents could have their camera on when they're speaking and addressing the commission, when Huntington Beach residents can have their camera on. So I will wait here to start until my camera comes on. And I request that for the other local residents who are addressing the commission. Thank you very much. Much better. Hi, everybody. I am Victor Payan. I'm the Executive Director of Media Arts Santa Ana, and I served on the Arts Master Plan Steering Committee. So I want to welcome you all, especially some new faces that are here, to say that this is a very important task that you have ahead of you. It's an exciting time, but also one in which the arts plays a very vital role in creating culture and community. And with the violence that's happening, within the Asian community, our arts and culture community, we're first responders, we're creative responders, and the commission is a way that we interface with the city for resources and to get our ideas and agendas across. I was a director of programs of the National Association of Latino Arts and Culture, and I also served on the Costa Mesa Arts Master Plan group, and I'm a co-founder of United Artists of Santa Ana. And some of the advocacy work that I've done and worked on with groups like UASA include the creation of the Arts Master Plan, the creation of the Arts Commission, the creation of affordable housing for artists in Santa Ana, and really kind of sounded the alarm that the City Council was about to cancel the arts grant. So knowing the plan, we started sounded the alarm, and Kimberly Duran started a petition that really got the ball going, that saved the arts grant, but it could have been completely erased if nobody had known about it. And the Arts Commission hadn't been meeting, and the Arts Commission really, it's the job to talk to the City Council so that these things that are in the plan are protected, they're nurtured, they're developed and saved. And in the end, it was saved. And hopefully there'll be another 5 years. I think it's a 10-year plan, the Arts Master Plan, and a lot of the City Council is new, so they don't know what's in it. But as city commissioners for the Arts Commission, you play a vital role in understanding it, communicating that to the city, and also helping enact what's in there. There's some really, really great things that took about $150,000 to do and like a year. So that's it. Just want to say, the Arts Master Plan, please read it and connect with the work that's been done before on the commission to really advance the really great goals that are in there. As Executive Director of Media Arts Santa Ana, we're having our 12th virtual, our OC Film Fiesta will be virtual this year. Submissions are open. We'll be doing a free Millennial Producers Academy for Santa Ana residents. And we also are working with Arts OC on OC Dia del Niño, which will be April 19th through 25th this year, will be virtual. And we'll have videos of workshops and presentations and performances, which will be online to the end of July. And we really want to work with the school district and the community organizations. We have a lot of great Santa Ana groups in the roster this year. I want to thank Robin for helping connect us with some Santa Ana USD groups. And to count me as a resource, I've been here from the beginning since the start of this commission, and no one worked with a lot of you. I respect the work that you're doing, and we can do some really tremendous work together. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Victor. For the other public speakers that are waiting to speak, please remember that you have 3 minutes to speak. Thank you.
Bianca, is there a way for you to know who wants to speak next, or?
Yes, they're raising their hand.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so the next one is, the name is Pocha. Go ahead, Pocha. I don't know if you can hear me.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you. Thank you.
Hello, thanks so much, Bianca. I'm Sandra Pena Sarmiento, and I am also known as Pocha Pena. I'm a Santa Ana native, a resident, a professional artist, an arts activist, and current Historic Resources Commissioner. I worked hard for many years to help create this body, the Arts Commission, and have continuously advocated for it and for increased, arts investment in our city. I also served on the commission and was fortunate to serve as its chair. And I want to welcome all the new and returning commissioners here to this body. I'm so happy to see that you're all meeting again, and I just want to impress upon you what an important role you all here play in the city. You have the opportunity to really tie together so many different facets of Santa Ana, all the way from economics to education, from community development to celebrating our collective history. And throughout all these, I just really hope that you can emphasize the local, resident benefit. We need to always have that local benefit, both in the opportunities and in the people that enjoy it. It's wonderful to have our, visitors and people that, have a lot of love for Santa Ana come in and enjoy the beautiful things that we have to offer. But it's most important to have the people that are living here in Santa Ana, that are paying the taxes that enable our city to function, the businesses that are paying taxes that are, contributing to our fiscal and cultural health. So please count on me as a resource. I was also one of the people that helped fund the largest mural restoration project in the nation at Chicano Park in San Diego, which was over $2 million that I helped to raise through public and private. And we restored over 30 murals that were over 40 years old. And so there's a whole wealth of resources. I also contributed to a really significant book on mural restoration. So I'd love to share those resources with you and connect you to other wonderful things that are happening in the city, like the wonderful gallery over at the Affordable Art Center that we help, affordable art apartments that we helped create over on 17th and Main. And you'll be hearing more from Mauricio later. But there's a lot of really amazing things that are happening now in the city. So I really hope we can tie all those threads together and just really amplify the local benefit of all that. So thank you.
Thank you, Sandra. I don't have anyone else that raised their hands to speak. Anyone else has a public comment?
I would like to speak if you can hear me.
Who is this?
Andrea Harris.
Okay, thank you, Andrea. Go ahead.
I can't turn my, it says that you have my, my thing turned off. Oh, here we
Video.
go. Great. Hi. I am so happy to be here with you guys today. My name is Andrea Lee Harris, and I'm working, I wanted to introduce myself, but I also wanted to tell you that I'm excited to be working with the Santa Ana Business Council on a mural mapping project that I actually pitched to the Santa Ana Business Council middle of last year after COVID kicked in and everything had been put on hold. And so just over the last couple of weeks, we've discussed it and we've decided we want to go ahead and organize and get a mural mapping complete, as well as create a site and a navigational tool where people, when they're coming past Santa Ana or they're in Santa Ana, or locals here can go online and they can actually find all the murals that we have in the city and all the information and background on each mural. And so I wanted to let you know that I'm going to be working on this project steadily, and I'd love your participation. I know people on this call have a lot of insight and knowledge about the murals, about a lot of the history and the artists who participated. And so I would love to meet up with you. And also I'm going to be reaching out to local community as well as students to work on this project with me. I've got some Santa Ana College students, I've got some Santiago College students, and we're getting some high school students on board to help with the project. So it's going to be great to get everything kind of organized, documented, and out there for the world to see how wonderful our murals are in the city. Also, I wanted to mention, as I've been out and about and driving throughout the city, I've been in the city and living here for over 25 years, but I spent some time just going in and looking at the murals and really spending a lot of time with them. And I have to agree, with Alicia and Pocha and a lot of the other people who are a part of the community that, we need to think about the murals that we have. We need to think about the preservation of those murals and how they enrich our community. And also we need to paint some more murals. We need to paint some more murals and hire more artists and give opportunity to our community and to our local artists. And I would love to help to make that possible. I know we have locations. When I was driving around the city, I saw many incredible opportunities and locations for artists to shine and to really enhance the city. So I hope that you guys will involve me. Again, my name is Andrea Lee Harris, and I want to give my phone number to you guys if that's okay. And I'm at 714-812-6678. That's my phone number. I'm also at Andrea Harris1@mac.com. You can email me or call me. Let's get together. We could either do a Zoom meeting or we can do a live meeting, whatever it takes. I want to make this happen with all of you. So thank you for your time and have a great afternoon.
Thank you, Andrea.
Bianca, can you show everybody how to raise their hand if they happen to not know?
That's a good question.
Or Deborah, if you want to, Commissioner Russell?
Yes, Deborah's fine. If you go to the bottom of your screen, you'll see sort of your options: mute, show video. If you keep scrolling or scanning to the right, you should see share screen and then record, raise hand.
Thank you.
Okay. Maria, where did you go? One moment.
Hello.
Go ahead, Marina.
Hi. I just wanted to, for all of you that know me, hello, and hope you're all doing well. I'm local artist Marina Aguilera, and I am a native of Santa Ana. My family has been rooted, excuse me, third generation in this beautiful city. So I am always going to be part of this city one way or another, because it's always been part of my heart, and my family's roots are deeply rooted in this community. So I just wanted to say that I'm so excited that we're getting this together, and I'm wanting to reacquaint with that master plan, and I'm looking forward to it. And I'm sure a lot of other local artists that are affiliated with Santa Ana are looking forward to this as well. I'm also affiliated with Murals de Corazon, and looking forward to getting that going as well in this city. So that's all. I just wanted to say thank you for your time, and I'm looking forward to this new year, and we're gonna rock it. That's all.
Thank you, Marina. I don't see any other hands.
Cassandra Perez had her hand up.
Yeah, I got her. Thank you. Go ahead, Cassandra.
Okay, sorry, I came in a little late. Are we going through announcements right now, or are we speaking on a presentation?
Public speaking, if you have any comments, public comments.
Okay, got it. Just wanted to confirm. Sorry, there's no chat feature, right?
No.
Okay, then I will switch it over, and switch over my camera view and show you the flyer. So my name is Cassandra Perez, and I am a field representative for Congressman Lou Correa. The congressman is having his congressional art competition for high school students. I know the flyer is a little blurry right here with my camera, but you can also go on the congressman's website and look through the webpage, and we have the link for the art competition on there. Majority of our winners have come from Santa Ana. So, you know, if you know of any high school students who, not saying that that's the preference, but we get majority of our submissions from the city of Santa Ana. And so, you know, we want to open this up again for any students who want to participate. The submissions are done online. It started last year, and now this year we're continuing online. So if you know of anybody who's interested or who has some art pieces that they'd like to submit, please let them know of the opportunity. The deadline to submit artwork is April 9th. And the winner, normally in normal times, not pandemic, they would get a trip to Washington, D.C. We're not sure if it didn't happen last year. We're not sure if it's gonna happen again, if it's gonna be an opportunity this year. So yeah, with that, we do recognize the artwork in a Zoom meeting, and then as well, we posted on the Congressman's Facebook page. And the winning art piece does get displayed in Washington, D.C. Thank you.
Thank you, Cassandra. Go ahead, Mauricio.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mauricio Hector Pineda, and I am currently the director at SAE Exhibitions that is hosted, that is in the building of the Santa Ana Arts Collective building. Currently, we have an exhibition by Neo Bustamante, and I would love for you guys to come over to the exhibition space. The exhibition runs till the 28th, and it's a very safe environment to view contemporary work and to view the work of Neo Bustamante. And I am new to, well, I'm not new to this community. I am from Santa Ana.
I'm sorry,
but this is
Mauricio, I'm just going to interrupt. Is Mauricio's video off, Bianca?
Yeah, it's been off since the beginning.
Oh, we can't hear you now, Bianca.
Yeah, so.
I asked Mauricio to start the video, but I don't think...
I can do it right now. I just see it right now, so.
Okay. Yeah, I kept clicking, but nothing was happening.
Okay.
Can you see me now? Hi.
Now we can see you. Thank you.
Hi, so yeah, so what I was saying is that, so SAE Exhibitions is housed within the community that it's the Santa Ana Arts building, which is part of like the low income housing. The gallery is right there, 11th and 17th and Main. But currently right now we have like this, we have a wonderful exhibition by Neo Bustamante. There's only, because of COVID, and now now we're in the red stage, we can have people back into the building to view the exhibition. And I would love to invite you guys to come and experience the work before it goes down. And again, this is like my first meeting with you guys, so I'm a little nervous because you guys are all powerful. So I'm just strong people. So I'm just really happy to be part of the community and adding to the cultural landscape of Santa Ana. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Mauricio.
Thank you.
Any other speakers that would like to make a comment? I don't see anyone else raising their hand. Frank, I don't have anyone else raising their hand. Do you want to continue or want to wait another minute or so? Frank,
Mr.
you're
Chair, I
on,
believe you're on mute.
Frank, you're on,
Okay.
there you go.
Yes. Bianca, do you hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you. We don't have anyone else raise their hand. Do you want to wait another minute or so, or you want to continue with the meeting?
Okay, so at this point, we're going to go to the consent calendar. Am I correct? What was that again, Bianca? I didn't hear you well.
No, I didn't say anything.
Did you
Go
hear
ahead.
me?
I said go ahead.
Bianca?
Can you hear me? Yes. Can anyone help?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Frank, I think you're muted.
Okay, let me see it. So I unmuted myself. I'm there.
Okay. Yes, now I can hear you.
Okay, so we're going to move to our consent calendar at this moment after public comment. And this time for the commission to consider matters under consent calendar, item number 1. Do I have a motion to consider item 1?
I move. to
Thank you,
consider-
Robin.
Bianca, in consideration of item 1, could you give us a reference to item 1 because I didn't see it defined?
It's excuse absences. And the only person that was absent is Fernando. He had an emergency,
Okay.
so he wasn't able to attend. I have a motion, Robin, and did I have a second?
I second.
Thank you, Deborah.
We have a second? Okay. All right. So item
And
1 passes unanimously.
Actually,
We're
Chair,
gonna
we
move
need
to
to
work
take
study
a roll
session
call
at this
vote on
moment.
that since we are on Zoom. We have to do a quick roll call vote.
Okay.
Fran
Bianca, can you take
Gutierrez?
a roll call?
Fran Gutierrez?
Here. Here.
Robin McNair?
Yes.
Jose Hernandez?
Yes.
Deborah Russell?
Yes.
Indigo Vu?
Yes.
Thank you. We pass. And we move on.
So we're going to move to work study session. We have 2 work study sessions. Please note that there will be no motion or action taken on this item. The first item on the work study session calendar is an update on the utility box program. And from what I saw, from the information that was given to me, as far as what I know, we only have a budget of $800 remaining on that particular update. And what else do we have as an update on the box program?
Oh, I'm gonna share my screen. I'm just gonna give a quick update on, oh, Bianca, can you allow me to share my screen, please?
Go ahead, Trump.
Okay, so let's see here. Nope, that's not it. This one. Okay, so this is, so 10 of these utility boxes have been completed. But luckily, we were able to find more funding. I didn't think we would because of COVID, but we were able, through the generosity of Public Works, and because we've been working on this, they saw what a great job we've done, how it really brightens up the area, that they, and the value of deterring graffiti and beautifying the city and all of that, and seeing artists in the street, that they've given us funding to complete our utility box art program and paint 9 more utility boxes, include from Bristol and 1 left on North Main. So this one, Philip K. Dick in Santa Ana will be in North Main on Civic Center, close to where I guess he used to work. I know a lot of you are familiar with that, or some of you are familiar with that. And then here's are just examples of other designs that have been selected by a panel to go on along Bristol. And this one is actually was selected and is created by our very own commissioner, Fernando Olivares, who is not here today. I was wanting to surprise him, but unfortunately he couldn't see it. But this was chosen before he was appointed commissioner. So no conflict of interest there. And Yeah, so that's the update on our utility box art box program. We're hoping to finish this. We're planning on finishing this by the end of this fiscal year. So hopefully by June, at this point, all 20 will be completed. Any questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay. The designs that we are accepting. Okay. The panel was deciding on this. Who is exactly the panel? Who is deciding on the design and the selection of the art?
Yes, this was done about 2 years ago. Let me stop sharing this and let me look up. Hold on. I don't recall off the top of my head right now who everybody in the panel is, but it was somebody, it was a person from our, from the city, from the police department, so a business owner on South Main, an engineer from Public Works, an arts and culture commissioner. Actually, Jessica Cha was on that panel, and another professional artist / curator.
So in the selection of the following boxes, how are we going to define the design or the selection of the art that's going to go up?
How do we select it? How do we?
Who is going to be selected? How are we going to go ahead?
Oh no, it's already selected. This
It's
was
already-
selected a year ago. Yes.
Even the nine pieces that are going to go up. On
Yes.
Bristol?
Yes. This was a program that should have been finished already, but COVID made us put a pause on it.
I mention it in a way, not, I say it because, I've been responsible for doing over 80, 90 boxes, throughout Orange County. And don't look at me as a chairperson, look at me as a consultant. Not because I want to stick my nose in that, but because I want the best for our city. And I feel a responsibility for somebody who's done that many boxes. I have a lot of experience and a lot of input that we should be on top of the game.
Yeah.
So you'll
For
get
sure,
my feedback, okay?
if we have another round, I definitely will come to you, Frank, for advice and
For advice and consultation, not as an interest of doing anything, just as consultation.
Yes.
I have a question, if that's allowed.
Yes.
If an artist or someone in the community was interested to know who was on the panel or what the criteria or rubric was, is that information that's going to be available on the website, or is there some link that we could give people who are curious?
Usually we don't necessarily publish that. Yeah, we just, if you'd like, I could let you know who was on it, but we usually don't publish those things. But the metric is on the website, actually. The metric, we lay it out very clearly. If you go on our website, let me just double check. Let me click on our website so that I can try to give you as accurate an information as possible. I'm
just wondering, because I imagine people might be curious if they were thinking about applying, but they might want more information about some of the criteria. And
yes.
Is this information that could be made available to the public?
No, it is definitely available to the public. The rubric. Okay, I will share the page with you I'll share the screen. Okay, share screen. Hold on, sorry. Let me share screen. Okay, so as you'll see here, it says Utility Box Art Program Revolving Art Display, and it's under Arts and Culture here, Community Development, Arts and Culture, Public Art Projects here. Click on that, and here's everything. The call, what we look for. This is the timeline. So as you can see, the deadline for submitting was way back in February. So it's been a while, February 2020. So that was last year. So after that, that's when the panel met and they selected from the applications. This was that timeline. And here, so project objective and description, you can read that. Look at the sites, proposal selection criteria. This is the rubrics you're asking about, Commissioner Russell. So this is what we were looking for: artistic merit, craftsmanship, originality, et cetera, down here. You can read that on your own. criteria for design and installation, design criteria. So this is what we were also looking for, that sort of thing, how much we're paying each artist, eligibility, how to apply here, how to complete the application here, and then to apply online. Any questions, to contact Gabby, and any additional information here. Okay, so it's all online. They can go and look at and even watch our informational video here, which will go through and talk about what not to paint, you know, and for their own safety, how to cover things, what to avoid. So we go into detail about that.
We gotta like blue tape shit.
I'm sorry? Yeah, you have to blue tape stuff and the reason why is because they need to access this. This is a working utility box. Let me see, at some point he opens it so that you'll see all the electronics that are in there. And, you know, of course, things like not to touch this meter, not to touch these.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I realized my mic was on.
You didn't realize what? Oh, your mic was on?
I didn't realize my mic was on. Yeah, because I was just like, oh,
okay.
Of course. Really
okay.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's okay. So, but I mean, that's good to know. So he opens up the box so you can see how there's a lot of very expensive electronics in here that they need to access. So that's why the artists should be aware of all this. And normally without COVID, we would have had them meet there so that they can ask all their questions too. But because we had to be creative and come up with a video for those who can't, you know, we couldn't gather in a large group. But any other questions?
No,
I have a question.
Yes.
I think definitely we have to put a maintenance program, because I do not like to come down to the center of Santa Ana and start looking at dirty boxes, because that's a reflection of what people start looking at our city. And as we move forward, I mean, it's a great idea to do boxes, but as they start getting dirty, they start getting graffiti, any of that action has to be corrected, because it just shows people that are coming to the city, whoa, you know, this is the kind of city we have. So that's a really important component as we move forward.
I agree. So that's why with these rounds of utility box art, we are covering them all. We're coating them all with anti-graffiti coating. So that will help a lot with the removal. It's easier to remove the graffiti. The older ones, we are working on finding funding to restore them, to clean up all that tagging, and then put a coat over it. So that's something we have to work on as a commission.
I have a question as well. Is there a map or is a list of these boxes made available on the website? Because I'm just thinking that it might coincide well with earlier, it was Andrea Harris who was doing a mural mapping. And I feel like this might coincide well with that project.
Yes. In fact, I think Andrea might be using a list that I shared with Manny that lists all the utility boxes on there. So definitely we have that list already. And we are working on, but it takes time, but we're working on listing all the boxes on this website as well. So for sure, with the image, you know, and the location, things like that. And hopefully in the future, we'll be able to link to Andrea's map, and then people can go visit it or, you know, take a tour of it or whatnot along Bristol and Maine.
Just one more question. Do we have like information on the artists that were selected so that they can get their work properly credited?
Yeah, that would be part of the list. It is already part of the list, but it's also going to be part of when we put it on the website.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. But when we do post it here, you see it says 5th and Broadway, Santa Ana wins, Alicia De Leon, and 4th and Broadway, We Are Santa Ana by Federico Medina. Any other questions for this? We also provide them with a design template that they can download here. Frequently asked questions. So yeah, this website's pretty extensive, but if we are missing anything, please let us know. We're happy to update.
I just wanted to say that I definitely we'll include these in the mural map project. And also we're going to have a navigational system so that when people are in their cars, they can actually navigate to each one of the sites and go and visit. So it's going to be quite a good organized system. And I'm excited to have these a part of that.
Wow, that sounds awesome. That's a dream. Is that
Okay, are
everybody?
we done with the utility box so we can move forward? The second item on, is that everybody? Okay, we're gonna move forward if you have any other questions at this point. The second item on the work study session is the calendar update on Willits and Sullivan beautification project. Graham, what's the update on that?
Yes, I'm going to share my screen again. Sorry.
Did you hear me?
Yes, I said I'm going to share my screen again.
Okay.
I have to move things around. So many things up. Okay. All right, so this is the Willits and Sullivan beautification project, and this is the landscape portion. I'm just going over this for Commissioner Vu because they weren't here last time. But we put up solar panels, and I think Deborah wasn't here last time either. I'm sorry, Commissioner Russell. So we put up solar paneled lights that really keep this area a lot more safer. I didn't think I told you last time, but one of the landscape workers found a butcher knife stuck into one of the shrubs when he was cleaning it out. So just to let you know why we had to do this, why it's so important that this area be safer for the families that live on this side and the kids that go to school on the other side. But this is decomposed granite pathway where we will be installing this sculpture made of welded steel. And the steel, what do you call that? I don't know, pole thingy. And this sculpture was inspired by the Nahuatl king, Aztec king. And his name is Nezahualcoyotl, and he was known as the Poet King. This is the plaque that's being worked on right now. This is not going to be the final design, but this is pretty much it. That would go near the sculpture as well. And thanks to Manny's suggestion, we're working with David Vasquez's son, Moises Vasquez, to have a Nahuatl translation of these two poems that are attributed to this poet king. And as you know, Nahuatl and a lot of indigenous languages are passed on orally. So David Vasquez was a Santa Ana resident. Unfortunately, he passed away in 2021, but he developed his own alphabet, a Nahuatl alphabet, so that it can be put into history, so that people can write and communicate, and not just verbally, but also written language and written text. So so he had dedicated his life to this, where he taught it for free at a local Santa Ana church, Episcopalian church, since 1996. So we want to give tribute to him for that, as well as some of these poetry. So that translation will go here. We're going to have Nahuatl translation for the title, and each of these poems also have titles, conventional titles that we've given it, so that people can distinguish between the two. So any questions?
Will there be any kind of unveiling?
Where's the plaque going to be placed?
Okay, hold on. So Commissioner Russell asked, is there going to be an unveiling? We are hoping to. In an ideal situation, we'd love to have community unveiling with the community council members and everybody, mayor coming out, and community blessing as well, possibly even Aztec dancers, things like that, of course. But since we don't have the okay to gather right now, we're going to hold off until it's safe. But we will have some announcement when it is finished. And then Okay,
if I may speak.
Councilmember Gutierrez. I'm sorry, Commissioner
Yes,
Gutierrez.
What's our timeline? What's our timeline for completion? And I'm aware that you know, we $8,000 for the sculpture. I would imagine we still owe the man $10,000 more. And,
Yes.
So what
We're
is the projection for timeline?
By the end of this fiscal year, which is in June. That would be the latest. But we're projecting for April.
Where is the piece being made?
The artist has a studio. The artist will be making it in his studio.
Where at? Is it
in
can
Santa
we
Ana?
visit-
In Santa Ana.
Can we visit the artist as he's making the piece?
I could ask him. I think he would be very open to that. He's very.
It would
yeah.
be it would be good to go see what he's doing.
Okay.
Trump Commissioner Hernandez raised his hands. He would like to ask. Go ahead, Commissioner
Oh,
Hernandez.
okay.
Yes, so I'm sorry, I might have missed this. When is this slated to be approximately finalized?
Yes, by the end of this fiscal year, which is in
So
June.
you said June.
Yes.
Okay. Well, based on where we're at as far as the tiers, you know, the restaurants are starting to have indoor dining now, and this is an outdoor art piece. I couldn't imagine that we're going to be at that point where we won't be able to do, you know, something, you know, that's, you know, that is really befitting this type of art piece and acknowledge all the artists, you know, and the staff and the community, you know, who's worked so hard to put this together. So I just couldn't see us not being able to do something. Of course, you know, continuing to wear masks and social distance and whatnot, but being able to do, you know, what I believe is going to be very possible by then, given where we're at now.
Oh, I'd love to. If that happens, oh yeah, we get the green light from the county, from the state, then yes.
Not to be cynical, but if we, for some reason, weren't able to have an event in public, will there be video taken? Because the video that you showed of the utility boxes, I think would be a really great piece to have for this as well.
You mean a video of what?
I should say maybe a video of the unveiling, whether we're able to have it open to the public or whether it's just about the installation of the piece.
Yeah, you mean like like the actual installation itself, like a stop motion kind of, or?
Sure. I mean, is that something that needs to be budgeted, or is that already going to be taking place?
Yeah, it probably should. It definitely everything needs to be budgeted, but yeah, I mean, if I'm sure, depending at that time when what we're allowed to do, we can videotape it. We can make that available on our website. You know, but I wouldn't do an unveiling if it's not open to the public. You know what I mean? Like when the artist is done, yes, I understand, you know, it would be nice to, we will have an announcement and let people know that once we are allowed to gather safely, then we will have a community unveiling.
Trump Vice Chair Magnero raised her hand. She has a question.
Thank you. I think, Tram, you answered my question with your last statement, which is even if this piece is installed and we know it's there, we can set a public event for when it's safe to do so. It doesn't have to be at the moment of completion of installation, right?
Correct.
So there's sort of a soft unveiling, if you will, just by its completion, but we can make an announcement for that and then have some kind of public event when it's safe to do so.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But you're giving me ideas, all of you, with your comments. So I think possibly we can ask the artist to do some kind of, you know, what's that time lapse video of him installing or creating it. And then that would be part of the announcement of like, it's done. Look at this cool video, and wait for our announcement for when things are safe to open up again. We will invite you back out here for a celebration with, you know, food or whatever.
And if I can add one more detail, I think it'd be beautiful if the poetry was read in its language as part of that video. I think
Yes. When we get to that point, then definitely I'll ask for more feedback in terms of what should be included So yes, let's do poetry reading, and with the David Vasquez's students or his son reading in Nahuatl. Oh, that'd be beautiful.
Okay, are we done with the agenda item? Can we get back our screen? Okay, so no other questions with respect to the Willits and Sullivan beautification project? If not, we'll move forward. Yeah. So we're going to go to the next portion of our meeting, which is comments, and that would be our staff member comments. Does staff have any comments they wish to share with the commission? Tamara?
I think at this, oh, I did have one comment. Okay. Coming up next month's meeting, just letting you know that right now the city is working on renovating or redoing South Main. This phase is they're working on infrastructure, but ultimately they'd like to incorporate and integrate art and art installations along South Main. So they will be doing a presentation and ask for some of your feedback and some ideas about how we would be, how could we move forward with that. That's it.
Yeah. You're the only staff member. Any other staff? That's
Oh
it?
no, usually just me.
Just you, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So that's done. We're going to the commission member comments. And commission members, please note that no member may speak more than once until all have had their opportunity to speak. Also, the commission may vote to limit your comments to 3 minutes. So strategically, we're going to go from 1 to 6, and we'll go through it. If you want to make a comment, make it. If not, we'll move to the next commissioner. So we'll start with the first commissioner, Mrs. Vu. Do you have a comment?
Yes, I do want to just take this time to introduce myself to you all. Hi, I'm really honored to be here as the Commissioner for Arts and Culture for Ward 1. I do want to note, please, that my pronouns are they, them. So if it's possible in the future, if we could have the ability to rename ourselves, so I could include that in my name. So it's just a reminder for people, that'd be great. I am really excited. I have lived in Santa Ana basically all of my life, and I am just honored to be here and be a part of this arts community and uplift the arts and show how arts and culture are used to build community and solidarity amongst different communities as well. So again, thank you all for having me, and I'm here to listen to whatever it is that you need.
I apologize for interrupting you, Chair Gutierrez, but my fault. I forgot to add that Commissioner Russell is also a new commissioner. I'm so sorry. So he didn't get a chance to introduce you in the beginning. Just letting everybody know now. Would it be okay, Chair Gutierrez, if Commissioner Russell introduces herself now?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, thank you all. I'm also very honored to be here. I was born and raised here in Santa Ana, a product of the school system, Santa Ana Schools, and I'm raising my 2 children here. And I have so much love for the art of this city. It is my community, and I was so lucky that when I came back from college to return to my community to live, I was able to participate in arts projects alongside my fellow alumni. With the Breath of Fire Latino Theater Ensemble, with a workshop for community arts. And I'm here to help really help us think about how we can integrate families into the arts process. Having 2 small children, I see a lot of different perspectives now about how we can not only foster a love of arts, but really create people who want to invest and pursue the arts in their future. And so I hope to add that perspective to our conversations.
Thank you. So our next commissioner, Robin McNair.
Thank you very much. First, I want to comment about how excited I am about the Willits and Sullivan project and what an amazing tribute that is, the Poet King. And it's a recognition not only to the visual arts and public art, but also the rich literary arts that we have in Santa Ana. And I'm excited to elevate and support that. Speaking of which, I'm thankful to the community and all those who participated and went to Boca de Oro, where we did celebrate our local and students and artists to celebrate the work that they're doing, as we had talked about, bringing in the more local artists. And I want to speak to the murals and the mapping. We're trying to do that inside the school district as well. We do have murals that have been created by Manuel Trujillo, Sergio Ocadiz, and Emigdio Vasquez within our schools. So we want to include that in the mapping because that's part of the city too. So we have been working internally and want to bridge that work. And I also was probably the only one on this commission that has any connection to the original work that was done on the Arts and Culture Master Plan in 2015, 2016. So I believe, I understand we have a work study coming up on it so that we can dive in more deeply and look at those pieces that we can develop work around and the initiatives that we can take within that plan. So I believe that's coming up at a future meeting. If not, that's what I would like to request, a work study around that. And finally, in relation to the art walk, I would love to, is it a request to do a work study on that or an ad hoc committee? How do we get that on one of the agendas to explore more deeply? So I'd like to pursue that as well. And just thank everybody and looking forward to continuing to support the arts in our community and really tie our families and students, youth as well in relation to what Commissioner Russell spoke of. Thank you.
I have a point here, Tram. With respect to something that we want to bring a motion to, or we want to put on an agenda for the following meeting, what is exactly our procedure, as Mrs. McNair said? You know, like,
yes, as I've
something that we could actually put a position that it comes out on.
Oh no, I think he's frozen. Okay, so as I've said to all the commissioners during our orientation, is that we will take all of your agenda item requests and recommendations into consideration, and then, you know, depending on what is coming up, what needs to be done in our time frame and all of that, we will put it on to future meetings.
Okay, so did you get the indication that Mrs. McNair indicated, a work study aspect for, you know, a motion to do especially the art walk, which is an essential part. So just let's not forget that particular point. Okay, our next commissioner, Fernando Olivares.
He's absent.
Oh, gee whiz. Sorry about that. So our next commissioner would be, what did I miss here? Let me see.
Joseph?
David Peñalosa?
No, Jose
Jose?
Hernandez. Yeah, Commissioner Hernandez.
Jose? Yes.
Yes. Thank you. I just want to welcome our new commissioners, now colleagues. I look forward to working with you all. The last meeting, there was a few of us that were also new and were able to introduce ourselves. So it's glad that was able to be done, and I definitely want to highlight the importance of respecting folks' pronouns and making sure that, you know, if folks are you know, able to rename themselves in Zoom, that we allow for that. It's very important. So I also want to say that I too am interested in you know, putting something on the agenda to open up the art walk again. I think it's something that, you know, we should already be planning for. You know, again, based on what our president Joe Biden's indications are, is that we'll all be vaccinated sooner rather than later, and potentially by the summer, we'll be able to really have a situation in our downtown where the art and the artists have been unable to share and benefit from their art are able to do so in a safe manner, in a way that is very carefully thought out. So I'm not sure what the hang up is and for us or where the ability is for us to be the vote to put it on the agenda, but I would very much like for that to be done. And then I want to say that I haven't always lived in Santa Ana, but I have loved Santa Ana for the 10 years that I've been working and organizing and advocating for the community. I was born in Mexico, Mexico City, came here when I was 6, undocumented immigrant trying to make my way in the world. And I first came to Santa Ana, like many people that immigrated, but then I ended up growing up in Anaheim. And it's like, I love Anaheim and I love Santa Ana, and you can love a lot of different cities, but I just want to say that there's a lot of people that don't live in Santa Ana that care deeply and love this city. That includes the staff, that includes the police officers that serve us, that most of them do not live here. That includes the firefighters. There's a lot of people that work and serve this community. So we should not get caught up in turf and tribalism, because if you shop here and if you work here and if you organize and build a culture that is unique here in Santa Ana, then that is what matters the most to me. But of course, always especially with our work here in the commission, to highlight and connect the youth and the residents of Santa Ana, specifically around the projects, that are being funded, which is not much, and some, have taken years to make. And so I'm looking into this in the way that we should all, perhaps, that this is we'll plant seeds now that perhaps we won't even be on the commission later to see the fruits of our labor. But I feel very very good about our prospects here, and we have a great group of people and a great staff. So I think everybody, the staff and the folks that are on this commission, and also everybody from the audience that is also contributing and creating this amazing commission that I'm very honored to serve. So thank you.
Okay, I think I didn't miss anybody. If I missed somebody, let me know. If I didn't miss anybody, then I guess it's my turn, correct?
Correct.
Tamara?
It's your
Yeah.
turn, Chair Gutierrez.
I don't know if you know, but this is not the first time I've been on this commission. I was there 5 years ago. I was part of the master plan. If you can see the master plan, you'll see my name on it. Apart from that experience, I've been on cultural arts committees for the city of Costa Mesa for 12 years. I was the chairperson for 8 years. I was a commissioner for the John Wayne Airport. So I'm coming back with quite a bit of information and knowledge that I'm willing to share with our community of Santa Ana, and with a responsibility that taking that information and being on the master plan, I feel ability that, first of all, and I've been on this commission before, that it's really important that we understand that our function is to influence our city council. That is our position. And if we work as a team, and if we coordinate the objectives and the goals of ourselves, then we could be very effective in going upwards to city council, so our propositions or our ideas will become effective. If we fight between each other, nothing's going to happen. So it's critical that we are a team and we work as a team, and that we influence the decisions that we take and bring them up to city council people that represent us. In my case, Nelida Mendoza. I have the responsibility of telling her what comes out of these meetings, so she's prepared to be in front of our ideals. Apart from that, okay, because I was part of the master plan, and to be truthful to you, I was told in my face that I was probably the only person that could understand that master plan and could make it effective. Maybe it's because of my business education from USC in the way I see things. And that means, and I told Tram, not that I want to put more work on her, But if we were to look at that master plan, what I want to see is pull out all the recommendations. It has recommendations, okay? And the recommendations are really the effective way on how we could meet the goals that we're going to reach. Taking those recommendations and put them on a grid with a timeline and an investment. It's going to take money. It's going to take to make something happen. But if we look at those recommendations and we go from the simple to the complex in recommendations, and if we start making that happen, we that not only speaks but also does. And that's important because I really do not want to spend, you know, a couple of years into this commission and saying, what did we do? At least we tackled 5, 10 recommendations and we accomplished them. So with that to say, I want you to think the way I think, not that you think my way, but it's kind of like that's the position I'm taking. Thank you.
Could I add another comment now that everybody's had a comment?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Frank. And I spent an extensive amount of time intersecting that Arts and Culture Master Plan with the school district's strategic arts plan to see the intersections between that. So I look forward to outlining those initiatives that we can all wrap our brains around and really do something with deliverables. I did want to mention that right now the city is in budget development, and now is the time when they're making decisions about financial choices. So perhaps we could advocate to our council members about the investment in the arts so that we can get some funding, because my understanding is that our commission currently has 0. So we need to figure out how we can work with the city to get some allocations for our commission and for the arts in our community.
Would this be an opportunity for us to make a motion, or did I miss the opportunity?
No, actually, we're in the middle of just commissioner comments, so there's no motions or really no discussion or dialogue on any topics. It's just supposed to be commissioner comments at this point.
Well, I would just like to take another opportunity to reaffirm that I would also like to join any ad hoc efforts to look at the Art Walk. I see the Art Walk really as the heart of the artist community. It is the most regular and very well attended event that it happens in downtown Santa Ana, but it brings so many artists together. It brings families together. And it's such a nice place. And I think that would be an important focus for us to help sort of bring some life back to the community following COVID.
Thank you. And just so that you know that the comments have been added into the minutes. Okay. Thank you.
There's 2 key that your city council. Good points. There's no reason why we cannot take some money from the cannabis business that's being created in Santa Ana and diverting some of that money to the arts. That's one. There's no reason why we should not be getting some of the money that goes into construction, just like the city of Brea. At least a percentage of money for new construction should go to our particular committee. So those are 2 that could be important in financing. I leave you to think about that one, okay? Is there any other comments? Fran?
Commissioner Vu, did you have a?
Yes, I would like to echo what Commissioner Russell and McNair were saying about the Art Walk. I do honestly believe that the Art Walk is one of the most vibrant parts of Santa Ana. And I know for a fact that it draws people in from all around Orange County and neighboring counties as well. And it's a super alive part of the city. I do also just want to be careful because I know that Santa Ana is also one of the most impacted cities with regard to COVID as well. And while I believe that we should start planning for the Art Walk sooner rather than later so that we're not caught unaware by when it does come back, I do want to be careful that we're not pushing for something that might endanger the health of the people in the city also.
In fact, I would love to add another comment there. I know that when the pandemic first took place, the Art Walk moved to a virtual setting. And I'm curious if there's any update on the status of that, or if that's something that can be revived and we can invest in, because I found that to be not the same as Art Walk, but actually very powerful for art and a space for artists to tell the stories of their art. And I learned so many things about artists I thought I knew. And so that would be a really amazing piece. And I imagine it could also be cross-promotional, or be something that would be able to promote that virtual content to really, promote Santa Ana as a city and all that it offers.
I'm wondering if that's part of our work study when we have a work study, we could get a presentation about the Art Walk and start to look at all of that, because I know we can't have any more public comments right now. So we can dig into that more deeply when we do that. And then from there, do we develop an ad hoc committee? I don't, we'll wait to be guided. I'm new too, so.
So at this point, I think we're in a position of either no more comments and we're going to move forward. Am I correct, Tram?
Yes.
Are you there?
Yes.
We have Ryan, I don't know if it's correct that one of the public members raised her hand, has a comment. Is it okay to allow her or not?
We're actually just at commissioner comment times. And so the next item is to just adjourn the meeting. It is up to the chair whether or not to allow any additional comments from anyone, but it's not part of the agenda at this point.
Thank you.
Who wants to make a comment again?
Jenny Bernal.
Hi guys, sorry. I'm sorry, I'm Jenny Bernal, and some of you guys know me. I'm the Art Walk coordinator for downtown Santa Ana. And I'm sorry, I actually submitted a public comment online. I sent it via email, but I guess I got an email saying that it had to be reviewed before, I guess, it comes to the public sector. I don't know. My understanding is that it would actually be read. Sorry, I couldn't come in during that time because I work. But anyways, just to keep it short, I thank you so much to all of those of you that have worked with me so hard on making this event happen for the past this would be the 7th year. It's an honor for me to always collaborate with all of you. And so I just want to thank you. And yes, I just wanted to hopefully see an ad hoc committee that could hopefully see this as really it is now beyond just like this thing that happens. Hopefully it should become something that it's a city proud event. And so that is all that I have to say. And thank you to all of you. And thank you for letting me speak.
Okay. I think this finalizes our
Frank, let me just mention, Jenny, your e-comment was received, and we did mention it at the beginning of the meeting for public comments, and it will be your e-comment will be added to the minutes so that it will be visible to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
This finalizes our comments for today's meeting, and basically this finalizes our meeting. So at this point, this meeting is adjourned. Our next meeting is scheduled for April 15th at 5:30. Thank you for everybody who participated, and I look forward to creating a fantastic team, okay? Fantastic team.
Okay, thank you, commissioners. Thank you, everybody.